Okay, on to 3.6, the Z-score. Now, there's a different Z-score for public institutions or public companies like we're doing, and that's why we're using this one. There's a slightly different one for private firms, but since we're public, we'll focus on this. This was developed by a guy named Edwin Altman back in 1968 at NYU. By the way, he's not related to Sam Altman from OpenAI. And he figured out how can we tell if a business is going to go bankrupt in the next year or not. And he just historically looked at all these numbers with businesses that went bankrupt and that didn't go bankrupt. And he kind of developed that if it's below 1.8 in these ratios, and he weighted the ratios with these weights. If it's below 1.8, then you're probably going bankrupt next year. This actually is his gray zone where we're watching you to see what's going to happen. The very top of the gray zone, 2.675. If you're above that, then you're in the clear. You're good. But if you're still in the gray zone, then it's still anything's possible. And so we're also going to make all the numbers, not just the Z score, but all these numbers, thousands, number separated by thousands, 2 decimal places, and we're going to autofill them. So as such, we're going to use Control 1 to get into the formatting of the cells after we make all the numbers, and Control R to autofill it to the right. So starting with the first ratio, which is, can't remember, oops. Total current assets subtracting total current liabilities divided by total assets. So equal brackets total current assets, which I see is C10. Subtracting total current liabilities, which is C12, close brackets, divided by total assets, which is C11. Now you'll notice that this C11 we're going to be using a lot. Look how they all, except for the fourth one, all use total assets, which is C11, in the denominator. So on to 2, retained earnings divided by total assets. So equal retained earnings, which is, there it is, C14, divided by our friend C11. And the next one, which is weighted the most, EBIT divided by total assets, equal EBIT, which is way up at C5, divided by C11. And now we're in the fourth one, the unique one that has total liabilities. It's shares outstanding times the share price divided by total liabilities. So shares outstanding C18 times the share price C19 divided by total liabilities C13. And then the one that has the weight of only 1, revenue divided by total assets again, equal revenue, which is, I think it's at the top. Yeah, the first one in C2 divided by our friend C11. Good. All our numbers are done. So now I'm going to format all of these. Select them all, Control 1, tab down to number, tab 2 decimal places is actually what I want, but then I want to use a thousands separator. So I'm going to hit a space bar to put a check mark there, and you notice that the OK has the blue line around it, so I can hit enter, and there they are all formatted. Now I'm going to use Shift and go across to 2024, Control R, and there we go. And then I forgot to do the formula for the Z-score. Sorry, I got to autofill that too. And so it's equal, and what this formula is this first term, 1.2 times 0.22, then add on to that the next term, 1.4 times 0.31. And there's a formula that does all that knows that we have rows that we're multiplying, and then we're adding up each row. It's called sum product. So equal SUMP for sum product, and there it is. I'm going to hit tab to accept it. And the first array is all the weights, and I'm going to F4 that one because as I autofill this across, I always want those same weights to be applied. And then comma, the next array is the ratios for 2020, And those ones I'm not going to F4 because I always want it, as I autofill across, I want it to grab 2021, 2022, etc. So close brackets, enter. And I'm just going to control one tab number, do the same thing to format this. And then shift to 2024, control R, and now I have all my ratios. And I'm seeing that it's over 2.675. I'm in the clear. I'm in the clear every time, which I was kind of expecting because I got pretty good ratios going along here. So I'm good.